Good morning. We are in Split in Croatia. I want to apologize that there wasn't another Montenegro vlog. I did have full intentions of filming this vlog, but we kind of had an unfortunate turn of events. We were meant to be going to Petrovac and Sveti Stefan as our last day trip on Saturday, and we'd actually arrived in Petrovac when a big storm rolled in. So we thought, right, we'll wait it out. We sat at the bus stop and we were there for about an hour and it was just getting worse. I took a couple of clips so you guys can see. It was just absolutely pouring down. There was so much thunder, so much lightning. And at that point we're like, all right, we might have to consider turning back. So we looked at the bus timetable and there was another bus coming shortly, but because of the weather, there'd been an accident on the road. It was over an hour delayed. There was no buses going to Tvat. We eventually made it to Budva. We had to wait for another bus and then we eventually got back to Tvat. So we just had to kind of call it quits on the day trip. The weather was just too bad. If it was just cloudy, you know, we could have absolutely made it work, but with all the storms, it was just, yeah, it just wasn't going to be an enjoyable day, especially when these are coastal towns. So I'm so sad that we didn't get to experience those places. We weren't able to do it the next day because we had to pack and I had to do a little bit of work and we had to clean because we were leaving the morning after. Actually, I went for a run on the Sunday morning. So that evening another storm rolled in and the wind was crazy. I went for a run on the Sunday morning and there was like massive like pots that had like small trees and stuff in them. They'd all been blown over. They were all knocked over. They were cracked. There was just dirt and debris everywhere. So yeah, some pretty big late summer storms, which you guys know me, you know I love a storm, but yeah, it was just really unfortunate that it had to be on the one day that we were able to make another day trip work. So yeah, anyway, now we are in Split, which we also had a lot of bus delays getting here. Our first bus was, I think, nearly an hour and a half delayed, and then yeah, that ended up taking a lot longer because of going through the passport control from Montenegro to Split. That took a long time. We actually ended up missing our bus connection in Dubrovnik, so we had to book another bus. We actually didn't end up making it to Split until after 7 o'clock last night. So yeah, just honestly unfortunate things that you can't really control. You just need to be able to adapt to them, and you know, at the end of the day, we were perfectly safe. We were fine. Everything just got a little bit delayed. It's just part of travel, really. And especially, you know, we've been traveling for a few months now, that this is the first time that we've actually ever had any of our plans disrupted. So I think we're pretty lucky in that sense. I did want to mention this because, yeah, obviously it's the reason why there isn't another Montenegro vlog, but also because it's just part of travel. And as much as I share beautiful destinations and I really try to capture the small beautiful details so that you guys feel like you're here with me, I also want to mention that this isn't just a permanent highlight reel. There are things that happen that are less than ideal, such as delayed buses and yeah, uninterrupted plans and things like that. So that's just part of life, and I think it's really important that, you know, we obviously don't let that ruin anything, but we just adapt to it. And it just means that we'll have to go back to Montenegro to explore those few places that we didn't get to go to. But anyway, we are here, we are in Split, and it's absolutely beautiful. I managed to get a lot of my work done on the bus yesterday, so that meant that I didn't have to work this morning, which was really nice because not only did we have a late night, but also it means that I get to enjoy my mornings, which I truly love. If you guys have been following me from the beginning, you know I love my mornings, and I haven't been able to enjoy a lot of them here because with the time zone differences with Australia, I roll out of bed and I pretty much start working straight away. So I really soak it all up when I can enjoy a nice slow morning. I went for a sunrise walk along the Esplanade this morning. It was so beautiful, so calm. It's really interesting seeing cities early in the morning when they're so quiet and there's not that many people around, especially when cities like this and they really come to life in the evenings. It's a whole different feel and perspective that you get first thing in the morning. So I went for a sunrise walk, I came back, I unpacked, I filmed a little apartment tour for you guys, which I'll include in this video. Also, sorry I didn't manage to get around to sharing the apartment tour from Montenegro, but a few of you did ask about that and I will link that down below. So the plan for today is I'm starving. I'm so hungry, so we're going to go and get some groceries. I'm really excited. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I just love going grocery shopping. I love going to new countries and seeing what foods they have and everything like that. So I'm really, really excited to go grocery shopping. Then we are going to explore the city a little bit. I was actually here. I came backpacking through Croatia about 9 years ago, and I remember really liking Split. So it's going to be interesting, yeah, again, sort of coming back and seeing it with a new perspective. So I'm really excited to do that. And then, yeah, then I don't know, maybe we'll do a little recipe vlog today, because we haven't done one of those in so long and I miss it. I'm feeling really homebody kind of vibes at the moment. I'm feeling like I'm really missing sort of stability and routine. So I'm going to try and add a little bit of that back into my life by cooking a nice recipe and, yeah, going grocery shopping and settling in a little bit, as I do feel a bit unsettled at the moment. So first things first, we need to go and find a coffee shop and get a coffee and some breakfast, because I'm so hungry, and then we will go and explore. So let's get stuck into the day. I just also thought I would show you guys my outfit of the day. I'm just wearing this black Skims bodysuit. I haven't really worn this as nearly as much as I thought I would, but it's really flattering and it's really, really comfortable and perfect for a warm day like today. Just pairing it with my white linen shorts. These are from Seed. I'll link all of these details in the caption below for you guys as well, even though I know most of you guys are going to be buying autumn outfits, which I cannot wait to do, but we've still got another month of nice warm sunny weather, so that will come next month when we get to England. But yeah, I also don't usually film on this camera because I find that the quality can be a little bit hit and miss. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it turns out okay. This has been on my list of books to read for so long. I have it here again, but just with a different cover. I actually quite like this, it's so pretty. I feel like all of the Harry Potter books are just the perfect autumn reads. Did you make a friend? Did you make a friend? So I'll give you a little outside view first. This is the courtyard, and then these are the stairs up to our place. And then this is our house here. So we come inside, a gorgeous little green front door. And then we've kind of got this like little hallway space where we can store our shoes and stuff like that. And then we come into the actual area. So this is another front door that we kind of tend to just leave open. And then this is the main downstairs space. This is a lot smaller than our other places that we've stayed, but it's really cute and functional. So we walk straight into the lounge room. We've got a very comfy couch, little table, and then this little view here out onto the courtyard below. So we've got a gorgeous little view. And then this also has a mosquito screen as well, so we can pull that down and have the windows open in the evening, which is such a good idea. And then looking back in the space, we've got our kitchen area here. So again, a lot smaller than what we've been used to, but still super functional. We've got a lovely little kitchen. It has everything that we need. A stove. We've got our pots and pans and everything in here. One of the probably best places we've stayed in terms of the amount of utensils that we've got. And then we've got a washing machine in here as well. And then a toaster, coffee machine and kettle and everything is over here. And then we've got more cups and everything up here as well. So then we also got our fridge. This is our open pantry because yeah, as you can see, we don't actually have a pantry. So we don't have much stuff. That's just everything that we kind of brought over from Montenegro. And then down there I've stored our suitcases. And then we've got more like glasses and wine and everything over here as well. So yeah, this is the downstairs area. Small but functional. I will say that coming from Montenegro that had a lot of natural light, it is kind of hard to adjust to only having one small window. I think given the location that we have here in Croatia, it's a small compromise that we're willing to make. Anyway, let's head upstairs. Something I do love is this stone wall. I think it's a really nice feature that they've managed to keep in, and it really ties in with the whole aesthetics of being in Croatia. So then upstairs we've got this bedroom space, which is actually quite a nice size. We've got a comfortable bed, really, really comfortable. And again, the same view. I'll go show you that in 2 seconds. But here we've got another little sort of study space in the TV, a small wardrobe to fit all of our stuff, and then yeah, this is the view from our bedroom, which is really nice. It's actually a lovely quiet little terrace that we've got. Yeah, it's only like 1 or 2 minutes walk away from the central area of like the old town of Split. So it's nice to be a little bit removed, especially when we're here for so long. And then this comes into our bathroom space. So again, nice and cozy size. We've just got the toilet, the shower, that's lovely mosaic detailing. Again, no storage really. So that's all of our stuff there, because this has all of our cleaning stuff in it. Yeah, but overall, a really lovely space. I will say that something we kind of forgot to look into when we were booking all of these places is the amount of storage that we're going to have here and the amount of space that we're going to have here. It's really important that we did have at least a separate bedroom to the living and kitchen dining area. From, you know, rather than having a studio, we made sure that we at least had a separate bedroom. But I guess these are the sorts of things that we just learn along the way. Something I do love about this accommodation is the location. Like I mentioned, it's only 1 or 2 walk away from the really busy central area of Split. So, and I think about 15 minutes walk away from the ferry. So super accessible, but it's really nice. I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I don't like being smack bang in the heart of the action. I like to be slightly removed, just because I think it can get a little bit overwhelming sometimes with how busy it can be. So yeah, I really like that. It's just 1 or 2 streets and then we're right in the heart of the old town. Towards the end of our stay, I will provide the link for this accommodation. We've just got home and that was such a fun day exploring. Split is such a beautiful city. There's so much to it, so much more than sort of meets the eye. Like there's so much history. I really love that when you're walking around, they've really kept that history alive and they've just sort of built the city on top of it and around it, so you can just see like the layers of history over time. It's so cool. We picked up some groceries and we're going to make some dinner, and then we're going to head back out for a sunset walk. I just thought I'd touch on my painting because it's been actually quite a while since I talked about painting, and I know I get a lot of questions from you guys about painting and what I do and things like that. In all honesty, I haven't had a huge amount of time to paint, so I haven't actually been painting nearly as much as I hoped I would whilst traveling, but when I do find time to paint, I really enjoy it. I brought traveling with me both my watercolors and my gouache. I actually hadn't used gouache before, but I did just bring it with me because I really wanted to learn how to use it, and it's quite similar to watercolor as well, so I absolutely love it. I actually prefer it to using watercolor. It's super easy to use. It's really it's a lot of fun, so if you haven't tried gouache, I'd give it a go. Anyway, I haven't actually updated my travel journal. In my Switzerland video, I did share a little bit about how I'm starting a visual travel journal where I can paint some scenes from the places that I've been to, and here's a little update on that. So that's like the finished travel journal. So I just painted a few different scenes from being in Grindelwald. I absolutely love this. It's just time consuming. I wouldn't say I'm the most, I guess, confident painter. Like, I'm not a quick painter. It takes me a really long time to paint because I guess I'm just such a perfectionist. So if it's not good, I will oftentimes redo it or just keep trying, or I'll do several practice runs before I kind of put it into my official travel journal. But I am happy with how this turned out. I think it's super cute, and I really love that I incorporated both the visual scenes that were either just from memory or from some of the photos that I've taken, along with the writing as well. And I feel reading this really just transports me back to where I was and how I felt when I was there, much more than just the words, because I'm such a visual person. So I really enjoyed that. I did get started on the next part of my Switzerland travel vlog, but as you can see, I haven't gone any further than my one for image. But I have actually been spending some time doing some more actual proper paintings. So when I first kind of started painting earlier this year, I didn't have the confidence to go straight into painting like full-blown scenes. I would more so just paint individual things like a rabbit or a mushroom or something like that, just individual items rather than the full scene. So I'm really happy and proud of myself that I've got to the point that I can paint those sorts of scenes now. So this is one of those scenes, and I will say this took me so long. I still don't really like it that much, so I had to restart it so many times, but I guess overall I'm quite happy with how it came out for being one of the first full scenes that I've ever painted. So really, yeah, overall I'm pleased with it. The second one, I only just finished this week actually, and I think this one's a much more of a step up. I really like this one. Again, this took me hours. I really do love painting. I get completely lost in it, so I'm more than happy to spend hours painting, but it yeah, it's just, for me, it's a matter of finding the time, finding those hours to paint. So yeah, I'm really happy with this one, but I think I'm keen to keep going with my visual travel journal. I'm hoping to find the time to keep going with it. Yeah, it's just obviously a struggle juggling everything, and yeah, so that is my goal, is to keep going with the travel journal, but also to keep painting scenes like this. I actually thought that it'd be a lot of fun to sort of paint through the seasons. So as we're coming into autumn, painting more autumnal frames, and then Christmas frames, and then as we kind of move more into spring, it'll be more spring. So that's something that I'm kind of thinking about, and I'd love to fill a whole art journal with those sorts of seasons. So you would start it in, I don't know, January, and as you would go through the year, you would just paint different photos, different scenes throughout the year. So I thought that would be quite fun. Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe next year I might do that. So I might spend the rest of this year just practicing and playing, and then next year I might even start a sort of seasonal journal. Anyway, enough chatter, let's get cooking, let's make some dinner, and then let's head out for a sunset walk. The lighting isn't the best, so we're just sort of going to hope that this turns out okay. I've also just noticed that our Airbnb has plastic chopping knives. So hopefully these work okay. Well, they're actually surprisingly, they're better than I thought. I'm going to try and cut the carrots into chopsticks. I'm just going to have to see how this works out and hope for the best. I really love fresh, simple recipes like this one because they're so easy to just throw together. They're really nice and fresh ingredients and they're just so tasty. I'm just going to do the same now with the capsicum, just sort of chop it into little strips. Now I'm going to do the same just for some cucumber. I cannot begin to explain how happy I was that we could finally buy some tofu in the supermarkets here because I could not find tofu anywhere in Montenegro. Okay, so I'm just making the dressing, and in this little bowl I've got some peanut butter. I'm going to add in about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, some lime juice. Probably want about 2 tablespoons of lime juice for this as well. Then we are going to go in with about a tablespoon of honey, or you could also use maple syrup as well. And then we've got fresh garlic. I did just 1 clove, 1 large clove, and then some fresh ginger. This is about just like an inch knob of ginger. And we're going in with some chili flakes. This is optional, but both Jessie and I love chili flakes, so for us the more the merrier. This is our sauce here and it just tastes absolutely incredible. Okay, we're just going to mix everything together now. So we've got in here our rice noodles. I just cooked these by letting them sit in hot water for 5 minutes and then rinsing them under cold water. So we're going to add in our veggies. So we've got our cucumber, and our capsicum, and our carrot. I just pan fried some tofu with some soy sauce and garlic as well, just to add a little bit of flavour. And then we're going in with our sauce on top. I like to reserve a little bit of sauce just to drizzle over at the end. Then to garnish, I'm just going to go in with the remainder of the dressing and just sort of drizzle that over. Add on some chopped peanuts just for a little bit of crunch, and then just some fresh coriander. And there we have it. That is just a really lovely, simple, fresh and healthy dinner, and it's just full of nutrients and flavour. We're going to tuck into this